Shalom, Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. I'll probably title this one, Pluck Them Up by the Roots Out of My Land. And this is I'm gonna go into this, but it was just a comment in my last video on the comment board of basically somebody saying basically you need to be edifying Israel, the tribes, on the laws, statutes, and commandments, so they can obey and do them and understand them. And that's what we constantly do, starting with the apostles and the elders and the prophets on down at Great Millstone. We cover all topics, all areas. And the Lord, he told you to prophesy, because that's the spirit that he came in to prophesy. He said, make Jerusalem give them no rest, roughly paraphrasing it, until they make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Give them no rest day or night. And that's what we've been doing. Constantly trying to warn Israel, because that's what the Lord sent all the prophets and the disciples to warn Israel. That's who we're talking to. We're not talking to the other nations. We're talking to Israel. But in the midst of that, we are prophesying the downfall of this place, of Esau, Edom, because that's what it says in the book. Okay? Obadiah, Isaiah, Jeremiah, they're prophesying the downfall of their enemies. You got people come on the comment board, and then you look at what they got, and they don't have no works. They don't have they nothing to show for. We're too deep into we're too deep into the game right now. We're too deep into prophecy right now to be trying to worry about all of Israel. The Lord is dealing with the elect, the hopeful elect of Israel. The hopeful elect is going to get this. They're going to get this. They're going to adhere to this, and they're going to do thus said the Lord. They're going to turn from their wickedness. And the Lord says this all through the Bible, all through this book. He says this all through the book, warning Israel, and going back to the kings of Israel. You had a few here and there that were that tried to do the right thing, but they went off. And that's what led us to captivity, and put us in slavery, still to this day. And the Lord kept in those times of our forefathers, coming out the flood with Moses, on to King David and Solomon, and Ahab and Jeroboam and Hezekiah, from all the way down, The Lord kept, delivering Israel out of trouble, but they kept doing wickedness still to this day. You think about, let's say it's 500, 600, 700 years ago when it was the real slave, when they got off those boats, off them ships, and they were getting, out there in the cotton fields and, getting whipped and burned and shot, for reading the book, it's kind of then toned down now. It's not like that in this society. The Lord didn't, he didn't, we still in captivity, but he didn't give us a major break. We're doing way better than our ancestors did, in that time. Getting lynched, getting hung, going from plantation to plantation. Them having just all out war on Israel, and you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, making you have sex with your daughter. That's what they was doing. You say something out of line, they blow your brains out right there. Tie your wife up and take a man's wife and son and tie them up and beat them half to death. And you got to sit there and take it. We're not in those days. The Lord then kind of toned that. He's toned that down. That's the same thing throughout all through the captivities. The Lord and he's had a soft spot for Israel. But what do? They continue to keep doing wickedness. Just like now, you think about all this time, since off those ships until, the Martin Luther King, through the Malcolm X and all the way until now, Jake is doing almost better than some Edomites. Jake is living it up. But are they doing thus said the Lord? No. They're serving Baal, trying to live their best life. You got these celebrities and entertainers and different other Jake may have a little business or but they're not doing thus said the Lord. They're not doing thus said the Lord. They're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to their best ability. And they're not edifying Israel. But the whole point is, the Lord, each time the Lord put them in captivity, he found a soft spot for them. They go off, he put them right back into captivity. And that's what we have done. Israel went to captivity to captivity to captivity. He sent the Lord. He sent all his messengers. Like he said, he sent all his messengers all the way up into this day. And Israel still don't listen. You still got Jake mocking, coming on the comment board, giving their own vain opinion. Not edifying, mocking the men of the Lord. But it's finna come into this Jacob's trouble, and the Lord he's gonna use the elect of Israel. He's gathering the elect right before, like he said, he's placing the elect in order right before thine eyes, before Esau and the world and the other nations' eyes. He's placing them right in order right now. And those that can't get in order, they're gonna perish. So we'll go to 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles 7. What is this? 7 and 7. We'll start at 7 and 12. And this is King Solomon, you know, the richest king of them all ever. King Solomon, he had it all. And the Lord told him, you know, thus said the Lord, or, you know, this is what's going to happen. So 2 Chronicles 7 and 12 we'll start at. And it reads, and YAHAWAHSHI appeared to Solomon by night and said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and have chosen this place to myself for an house of sacrifice. 13. If I shut up heaven that there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people, and those are the plagues. You see, the famine. 14. If my people, which are called by my name. This is why Jerusalem is a people before a place. Israel is a people before a place. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves. Is that what Jake's doing? Jake is arrogant as all outdoors. Jake don't want to listen. 2/3 of Jake don't want to listen. They don't want to humble themselves. You try to tell them that they're Israelites and that they're the Lord's people, and they reject it. Literally, they reject it. You want to chase the bag. You want to go to the clubs. You want to be famous. You want to eat at the same table as your enemies. You know, you don't want to humble yourself. You mock the men of the Lord. Eating all the abominable foods. Doing all the drugs. You just don't want to do thus said the Lord. And pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. Jake don't want, they can't stop smoking weed. Jake commits heavy adultery. Heavy adultery. Jake will take your woman. Jake will take your woman. If Jake got an opportunity to take your woman, they're going to have at it. And they know if you know, and it's all in the rap music too. I'll take yo and F your wife, or, you know, some old crazy stuff like that. They're obsessed with that. Then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. He'll heal us. The Lord will heal us. But does Jake want to? Jake don't believe that. Because they can't see the Lord. Neither are they seeking and praying like that. They're not opening up this book and read. They're trying to figure out how to get more money, how to get that bag. You know, and how to do, and how to try to beat Esau's system. Jake can tell you all the ways, you know, how to try to beat Esau's system, how to get some fast cash, you know, wise to do evil. Wise to do evil. 15. Now mine eyes shall be open and mine ears attend unto the prayer that is made in this place. The Lord is telling, he's telling, you know, Solomon, King Solomon, you know, if you know, Israel can, my people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, if you do thus said the Lord and seek my face, you're gonna be blessed. You're gonna be good. I'm going to take care of you. And this the past is for examples for Jake. What not to do and what to do. Does Jake look at these examples? No, they don't. Jake wants to watch the ball games. You know, they want to hang out, you know, try to hit licks, commit crime, trying to go pimp and try to get, try to trick a girl to get her money, doing some old wild, crazy wickedness. They're not into this. They're not trying to hear it. For 16, for now I have chosen and sanctified this house, that my name be there forever. And mine eyes and mine heart shall be there perpetually. See, the Lord made a covenant with his people. And he makes that clear over and over. Israel is his people. Nobody else. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That is the children of Israel. That's Israel. That's the people of this book. The Lord's chosen people. He's telling you, if you seek, you pray, and do thus said the Lord, I'm gonna bless you guys. I'm gonna bless you. "17. And as for thee, if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked, and do according to all that I have commanded thee, and shall observe my statutes and my judgments," because that's who he gave his law, statutes, and commandments to Israel. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's who he gave his law, statutes, and commandments to. Does Jake try to follow him? No. 2/3 of you go against what these law, statutes, and commandments are. You go against it. 18. Then will I establish the throne of thy kingdom according as I have covenanted with David thy father, saying, there shall not fail thee a man to be ruler in Israel. 19. But if ye turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments, which I have set before you, and shall go and serve other gods and worship them. 20. Then will I pluck them up by the roots out of my land, which I have given them, in this house which I have sanctified for my name, will I cast out of my sight, and will make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations. And that's what's going on to this day. We're proverbs and bywords. All the names, monkeys, the niggers, the niggas, the spics, tree monkeys. They're all the names for Jake. All the names known as Mexicans and African Americans and, Native Americans. All the bywords, man. Still to this day. Destroy it. Jake is completely on the bottom. You look at the billionaires around the world, the billionaires. Where's Jake at? Jake's not in the top 10. Jake's not in the top 5. I don't even think Jake's in the top 20. Huh? I don't even think Jake's in the top 20 as far as billionaires. It ain't about the money, but it just lets you know, you go into those UN and EU meetings. Where's Jake at? Where's Jake? Where's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians at? Where are you at? You're not in those rooms. You're not in those discussions. You're slaves unto those systems. They use you, Jakes. That's the way the Lord has made it up. You know, the Lord makes it, Salakia, Esau has, he lets you Jakes do the entertaining part. He lets you entertain. He gets a good laugh out of watching you be a puppet. Giving you kibbles and bits and making you sell out to entertain him. Gunning down gunning down Jake left and right, throwing them in prison, breaking up all the families. Right? This is what the Lord said. I'm going to pluck you up by your root, and you'll be a proverb and byword still to this day. There's no, Jake, 2/3 of Jake don't have no answer. None. And the answer is right here in this book. I just read to you what the Lord said to do. Does Jake want to do that? No, they don't want to do it. They want to go off their own vain opinion. But you know what? The Lord's dealing with the elect. But there's something coming that's called Jacob's trouble, okay? So let's go over to we're going to go to there's a famine coming, okay? There's a famine and there's a water shortage. You know, the Lord is about to bring major terror on Jake. He's going to weed out the 2/3. He got to clean house first. But in the midst of that, the other nations going to be in the midst of this too, because they're going to get it. But it's got to come first to Jake. It's got to come first to Jake. So there's a serious famine coming. Okay? So we're going to go to 2 Kings 6, and we'll start at we'll go 6 and 24, and this is in the time of King Ahab. You know, Ahab, pretty much serving Baal. Serving false gods. The Lord told you, don't serve no other gods or idols. And Ahab was wicked. And so he sent that Syrian army. And this is what happened, man. Israel's went to captivity because they can't get it right. All the kings pretty much they went off. All of Israel's kings. They all committed idolatry except King David. He committed adultery. And he had to pay for that. But King David never committed idolatry. He never served no other gods. That box down there got him. But he repented though. King David repented. You got these other kings in Israel, they just totally went off, sacrificing their kids. But this is King Ahab, and then they pretty much are going against the king of Syria. What's his name? Benadad, the king of Syria. And Benadad got defeated by Israel, but sooner or later, Israel got taken into captivity by them. We'll go 2 Kings 6 and 24, and it reads, "And it came to pass after this that Benadad, king of Syria, gathered all his host and went up and besieged Samaria," which is in Israel. 25. and there was a great famine. You see? And this is the same thing that's about to happen here. Esau is about to he's rounding about Jake, and he's about to cause a famine. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and a fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. You see, they're selling bird crap. They're serving bird shit. You see what they're serving? You see how the Lord, he bringing this famine through because, Ahab went off. He did wickedness in the eyes of the Lord. I think he set up a temple, quote me if I'm wrong, Baal, right in the city of Jerusalem, of Israel, Salakia. Quote me if I'm wrong, but he went off. He went off, and the Lord punished him. And this is what happened in Israel. So that Syrian army, is rounding about them and besieged Israel. So now it's a famine in the land now. 26, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help, help. And that's what you women are going to learn too. Y'all women, you Jake women's, this is what, it ain't nothing funny. All that shaking your tail and dressing all provocative and can't say nothing to you and can't keep that mouth shut. This is what's coming. This is what's coming in this famine. Huh? There cried a woman unto him, saying, help. See, the Lord's going to strip you women completely bare. You Jakes. He's going to, 2/3 of Jake, he's going to strip everything from you. Right along with the other women too. He's going to turn the volume down on you women all the way down. It ain't gonna be funny. You see, a lot of you women, you 2/3 Jakes, you got a lot of kids. You got a lot of kids to feed. You got 2, 3, 4, kids, and got 3 different baby daddies. It's independent, can't tell you nothing. But this time is coming. You gonna be when that stomach, when you can't feed your kids, this is what you gonna be saying. Help. See, it ain't gonna be nothing funny in this time, man. It ain't gonna be nothing funny in this time. There cried a woman unto him, saying, help, my Lord, O King. 27, and he said, if the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? If the Lord can't help you, how can I help you? If YAHAWAHSHI can't help you, how can I help you? Huh? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? 28, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? Why? What's the problem? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today. See, and this is what the Lord said that's going to happen, because this already happened. The Lord told you, you shall eat the flesh of your sons and daughters. Hmm? And this is what's going to happen, man, when this famine kick off. Because this is the beginning of it. It's going to get real bad, really bad. And we will eat my son tomorrow. So you see that? And we will eat my son tomorrow. 29. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. You see that? So they ate that lady's son. They boiled him. You see? That's what's coming. And I'm gonna just close out with this, man. Because the Lord's he's plaguing this place, and he gonna purge out Jake, 2/3 of you, Jake. But also, you know, this city, Babylon is done. It's finished. What was that? Let me go to. I'm gonna close out with this. It's a famine coming, and this is what the Lord. This is what He told His people, man. If you don't listen, I'm gonna bring serious judgment upon you, man. And that's the judgment that's coming. This famine. This is one of the plays He gonna do to Jake. Where was I at? I think it's. Where we at? Oh, here we go. This is what's coming. The Lord the Lord is going to be it's going to be a major famine. You know, the famine is coming. You know, the supplies, the lack of supplies, the cannibalism, you know, the martial law, you know, sedition amongst men, you know, your gas is about to be out of there too. Ain't gonna be no driving around too much more. The Lord is he's gonna destroy this place. But he's also in the midst of this. 2/3 of you, Jake, you're gonna perish horribly, horribly. Let's go to Exodus 10 and 21, and it reads, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt. The Lord is going to, it's going to be no food. It's going to be very little food with the time is coming where the Lord is going to bring darkness on this place. Darkness. 22. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt for 3 days. Salakia. I gotta go back. Salakia. Exodus 10 and 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. We've never experienced that, to be in darkness that you can't see. Not even the moonlight can just stop this darkness. 22. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. 23. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had the light in their dwellings. Call halal YAHAWAHSHI. You see? And in this time, the elect is going to have the light. The elect is going to be clear as day on who the Lord is dealing with in this time to come. You Jakes, 2/3 Jakes is just terrifying what the Lord is going to do to this place. And those that didn't want to listen, you're going to experience this. So, you know, just get prepared. You know, people coming on these comment boards and, you know, saying, keep trying to unify Jake and try to, that's all we do is edify and do the work. Thus said the Lord. We speak what's in this book, and we're talking to Israel. And we come in the spirit of prophecy. If you're not coming in the spirit of prophecy, you ain't doing the work of the Lord, man. You're not doing the work of the Lord. So we continue to keep warning Israel and going to continue to keep prophesying the destruction of Babylon, America. Call halal Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. If you don't like it, go read the book of Enoch or some other book, because the Lord ain't dealing with you. You don't want to hear about these prophecies. So, seen that this morning, and through the Spirit, I wanted to do something in it, and the Spirit hopped on me. So hopefully you're edified. I don't want Ratazah to come back with another lesson, but I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Shalom, Israel.